How have you ruined your life? I'll start. Had it all. Married to someone with pretty good salary, home on the water, stay-at-home mom to one child, then had back issues and fell into the pill mill crowd. He put up with it for a bit, 2 failed home rehab, but refused to pay for inpatient treatment, which honestly probably would have saved me. Now no longer on pain meds, but divorced. He got himself younger, duh. While I blew dollar for lawyers, bills, etc. We were together for 21 years plus 7 years of dating 7. Now I sit in a craphole apartment alone on SSDI. Never had friends, so don't know what that feels like. I mean, like ever, even in school. I'm jealous, been 13 years and still mad. Used to be bodybuilder and pretty hot, now I'm an ugly antisocial poss. Does anyone else own up to the fact they are the ones who ruined their own lives? Not looking for advice to move on, make friends, etc. Just wonder if anyone else ruined their own lives. My depression causes me to call in sick a lot and then I lose my job. It's messed my life up a bunch of times. I've been at current job a year and I worry every day that I'll mess up this opportunity too. Blow. I did buttload of it. Had a great military career and family and lost it all. Freaking blow. Damn, I don't have a story like that, but I'm sorry you got deep down into that whole thing. I know several people that passed as a result of prescription narcotics, including my ex's mother. I'm glad you made it out alive. That shit is no joke. Congrats on the sobriety. I know that isn't why you posted, but I just wanted to say that. It's not my life I ruined my mother's by being born. She never wanted me. The fact that I'm alive now is the outcome of a botched miscarriage. I can't say she was ever anything more than a abusive, neglectful poss. Which in turn made my 2 older brothers become the ones who'd raise me. One an addict who would take anything and everything he could get his hands on, although it wasn't really his fault. He figured drugs were a better escape from his bipolar schizophrenia than reality would ever be. The other was so checked out from reality from his face being stuck in video games so much he figured out how to beat every game we had, every level you could possibly play, multiple ways and gaming consoles. And unless absolutely necessary he barely moved from the TV. The multitude of weight he put on proved his immobility. So it left me as a young child to figure out how to care for my brothers. Maybe it was my capacity for unconditional love for my brothers that made her complete lack of maternal bones in her body more and more obvious, but no matter what I did, you can see the hatred in her eyes, but her narcissism would get the best of me and I would try to find more ways to make her proud or earn the love I was so deprived of, desperate to have. But she never could stop reminding me how her life by being born. Xanax. Easiest way to ruin your life known to man. Mistakes happen. I've ruined my life more than once. But it's not actually ruined, you can still have an amazing life, like I do. Easy. By not saving for a house from birth. Now I get to drive around with a breathalyzer in my car and take alcohol awareness classes. Car insurance skyrocketed to almost $300 a month. Have just enough to pay bills. By the skin of my teeth. The nest egg I had saved for my son and my own place is gone because of it. I'm so stressed out every day I can't sleep, and when I can it's like 2 to 3 hours max, and even then I have nightmares so I wake up stressed. Stress eating all the while, so I gained all the weight back I lost and disgusted when I look in the mirror. I feel like such a failure. I look back just a year ago and I had it all. Now I'm such a disappointment to myself. One stupid decision made my life a living heck and there's no one to blame but myself. It's fkn hard crawling myself up out of this hole I dug myself into, but my boy deserves the best life possible and I'm determined to give him that. It could have been so much worse. By a miracle I walked away from it with no injuries. Not even a bruise. Someone was watching over me that day and it opened my eyes all the way up. The thought of my little boy having to grow up without a mom rips my heart out, and I'll be darned if he'll ever have to. No one else was hurt either, and I thank God every single day for letting me have another chance at making better decisions. Letting me lie, keeping me around so my boy doesn't have to grow up missing his mommy, and sending me an amazing man to have my back and love, support me through this. If you want to just wallow in your self-made rock bottom, you have every right to do that. But people hit rock bottom, they destroy their own lives, mess up relationships, push away family and friends, and either never get the career or lose the career of their dreams. And then they keep going, keep living, and climb up out of that hole. I have destroyed my life multiple times, some worse than others. Either unresolved mental health issues and/or drug addiction has kept me from living my best life, kept me from being my best self, and made my life more difficult than needed for years and years. Definitely easier to give up, Say I am a total loser, and just let myself spiral into self-pity, self-hatred, and just never attempt to better my life. But why? Being miserable sucks. There are tons of resources that are available to help people if you just go out and find them. So yes, I have definitely ruined my own life, been fired from good jobs for drugs use. I've lost opportunities by being high or unmotivated. I have lost good friends or family because I've constantly disappointed them. But I know I have been happy, I have been sober, I have had love, I have had success, and if I could do it before I can do it again. Life isn't a one-shot, you mess up but that doesn't mean it's a game over. Say you're sorry. Forgive yourself for not being perfect. Find something you care about. Bring positive energy into the universe. Help people around you. Better yourself in some way, even the tiniest way. Just make the world a better place each day, and suddenly you will realize how much time you wasted just wallowing in misery. You don't have to keep ruining your life forever. Getting connected to the wrong people. Start to become a ladies' man. Was making more money than I had ever seen. It really seemed to be like I was in a movie. But that's where the bullcrap ends. It's not fake, it's real, very real, and there's some mean folk who would love to see you take a dirt nap or just to become another stiff, another John Doe in the city morgue. Drugs and crime, pure as crap simple. Kinda wild how even in this post you aren't owning to anything. Fell into pill mill crowd, not my fault, it was the bad people around me. Put up with it for a bit, he didn't try hard enough for me. He refused to pay for inpatient treatment, what a monster, how could he? He got himself a younger girl while I paid all the bills, he took the easy way out while I sacrificed so hard. How about you actually try owning up to it? You took the pills because it felt good and you chose not to face your problems. I'll bet he'd tell a much different tale of this experience. Haven't we all at some point? I'm sorry how things turned out for you. Life is forever changing. I ruined my life moving across America with some guy that ended up cheating on me during the whole 3 years we lived together. I chose to move back to my home state instead of staying at the great job and apartment I had there. I lost everything I owned besides 2 suitcases moving back. Decided next to live in a hotel while I found a job in my hometown. Met a guy shortly after who was completely terrible, and he not only spent the rest of my money but also stole from me. I ended up homeless with no money, couch surfing for a year, living on slices of pizza until I moved somewhere else. Now my life is much better, but there's still many things that need changing on my part. I chose a crap path for myself and gave up just because someone hurt me. Now I'm living for me. I completely blew mine, but the guilt is so brutal that I like to think it was circumstances, even fate, that stopped me from achieving the things I wanted. Ultimately, buck stops with you, so you should be man or woman enough to admit it and try to do with the rest of your life the best you can. The guilt will always be there, knowing that in an alternate universe there must be 100 better versions of yourself, happier, and more satisfied, while you're stuck with this pathetic version because of mistakes or things you didn't do. Believe me, the worst guilt in the world comes from the things you didn't do. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe to see more content.